Yo, what is up guys? It is G with EastSideMiniMobberz, and in this video we are going to take this junky Motovox Minibike and we are going to completely build this thing up and transform it into one super cool custom minibike. So in this video we are going to completely transform this Motovox Minibike. We are going to be installing Minibike Larry's shoddy low stretch tabs. We're going to give this thing a fresh coat of paint, and we're going to install an array of cosmetic upgrades. In addition to our cosmetic upgrades, we are going to be installing a brand new freshly built Stage 2 Predator 212 we just finished building on the YouTube channel. If you're interested in seeing that, go ahead and click in the top right. But with all that being said, there's a lot of work to do, so let's get straight into it. So jumping straight into things, we need to get this frame stripped down. So let's go ahead and remove that engine. And just like that, the engine is removed. Let's go ahead and remove the wheels and the foot pegs. Now we can go ahead and remove the handlebars. Next, we can go ahead and remove those front forks. And just like that, the frame is completely stripped down. And now that we got the frame completely stripped down and all apart, I'm gonna send this out to get sandblasted. As you can see, the frame is in pretty rough shape. There's tons of layers of spray paint on here, and ultimately, for the best paint job, getting this sandblasted is gonna be the best move. So let's go ahead and get this thing sent out, and let's get it blasted. And we just got it back from the sandblasters, and you can see this thing is looking sweet. All that paint has been blasted off. So now that this frame is all stripped of its paint, let's go ahead and install those Minibike shoddy low stretch tabs. And just like that, the Minibike Larry's shoddy low stretch tabs are all welded up. This thing is coming together and looking pretty sweet. Now it is going to be time for paint. So let's go ahead and give this thing a quick sand down with 400 grit sandpaper, and let's get to painting. Alrighty, so we're going to start primering this. I thoroughly shook the can and I'm ready to go. Make sure when you are doing this, you are doing it in a well ventilated area and you have a dust mask on. Let's go. And I'm just going to do real light coats to start, but make sure I get somewhat complete coverage. Now that our 3 coats of primer is completely done and dry, we can go ahead and start spraying on our silver metallic. And now with our 3 coats of our silver metallic spray paint all done and dry, we can go ahead and start spraying on our Tropical Glitz Blue Scales Candy tinting coat. And with our Blue Scales Candy color coat completely finished, it is time to seal it all in with our 2K clear coat from Spray Max. And would you check it out, we just finished our last coat of our 2K clear and this thing looks sweet. The shine and the glossiness of that clear coat is absolutely insane, and this color came out perfect. Exactly how I envisioned it. I cannot be happier with the way this looks. And that 2K clear is going to provide a good layer of durability as well. Check this thing out. And now it is time to put this frame back together. Check out all of our parts here. We have our forks we need to assemble, our seat, our custom handlebars, foot pegs, hydraulic big brake setup, our risers, grips, steering stabilizer, our rear wheel with our split sprocket setup, and a super rare pocket bike front wheel. So with all that being said, let's get this thing built. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and install is my brand new seat. And I'm just gonna use my nuts and bolts to tighten it and secure it on the back here. And just like that, we have our fresh new seat completely installed. Now we can go ahead and install our front fork assembly with our bolt. Now we can go ahead and install our nut on the bolt here. Make sure you add a little bit of blue thread locker, even though this is a lock nut. Always better to be safe than sorry on something like this. You don't want this coming loose. And just like that, the forks are on, nice and tight, absolutely no play in them, so that's perfect. Alrighty, now that I got the forks on, I can go ahead and install our custom handlebars with our risers. And check it out, we got the handlebars and the risers on there. I think that looks super, super cool. Risers are nice because it brings the bars up a little bit higher and they look cool, but the handlebars are pretty sweet too. Chromed out and kind of gives it that custom chopper look, but I think that's going to look super cool with our pocket bike front wheel. So let's get the front wheel installed. Alrighty, now we can go ahead and install our front pocket bike wheel. I'm going to go ahead and take my axle, throw on a spacer, go ahead and put the wheel on in it. Take my other spacer here. Perfect, and just like that, we got the front wheel on. Now we can go ahead and put on our washer and our nut. Now we can go ahead and tighten up our front axle here. And just like that, our front wheel is installed. That looks absolutely sweet. So now let's go ahead and install those foot pegs. Alrighty, now we can go ahead and install our foot pegs. I already got the other side on. Here's the foot pegs with the spring. Now I just need to put it on and install the bolt and the nut. Alrighty, and check it out. Now that we got our foot pegs on, we can start working on this rear wheel setup, and I just quickly mocked everything up. I wanted to make sure it was all going to fit the way I wanted to, and I'm going to have to kind of look at the spacing with the wheel, but right there is a pretty good wheel spacing. It's pretty much in the middle where I want it, and now I'm just going to work on this brake. So I've disconnected the brake line, so I was able to accurately kind of maneuver this in where I want it to be, and right here seems about to be the perfect spacing for this. So I just got some real thin spacers that I'm going to mash in between this caliper and the Minibike Larry's stretch tabs, and I also just got some new bolts, which I'm going to put some thread locker on to secure this brake caliper to the stretch tab. So let's do that now. Get a decent amount of thread locker on there. We don't want this coming loose on us. Go ahead and do the same deal on the other one. And just like that, we got that caliper all mocked up, all perfect on there, nice and tight. No rubbing on the tire or anything like that, so that's good to go. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start figuring out my spacing for my rear wheel here. So with that caliper on there, it looks pretty good where it's at right now, and I do have an assortment of some spacers, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually use this exact size as this appears to work out. So let's go ahead and get this installed, and let's throw the nut on the rear axle and get that all buttoned up. All right, and I got my spacers all in there, spaced exactly how it needs to be. I can go ahead and throw on my washer and my nut. And just like that, the rear wheel is mocked up and ready to go. And would you check this thing out? This thing is looking sweet. Now we can start working on the cockpit. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and install my left side grip. An easy way to get this grip on is using some compressed air. Alrighty, now we can kind of route and see where we want our brake line to go. I'm thinking maybe down around the frame. Something like that I think will work good. Gonna go ahead and get this mounted up. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Now I can run this line through the frame here. And check it out, we got the brakes all installed, all nice and tight. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install my new throttle assembly here. Go ahead and just slide that on over. It's about right there or so. I'm gonna get it just so it's flush with the end of the handlebars here. Nice and tight, ready to go. Gonna just adjust this throttle just a little bit. Now that we got the throttle all nice and tight, ready to go, we can go ahead and install our grip on the side. And would you take a look at the progress? We got those grips, the brakes, the throttle, all that good stuff installed. I even got the throttle cable all routed up. There's one last thing we need to do before this is a complete roller, and that is installing our steering stabilizer. So let's get that installed. Go ahead and just tighten up everything here. All right, I got the steering stabilizer all installed. And go ahead and just install the bolt that holds it on the forks. And now we got that steering stabilizer installed. That looks super, super cool. Not only does it look cool, it's gonna make that steering way stiffer. So now let's install that engine. And now time to install that engine. And check it out, we have our billet aluminum engine plate already mounted up. So now we just gotta install our engine. Go ahead and install all of our nuts with the washers. Now I can go ahead and snug these nuts up and make sure this whole motor is nice and tight. And would you check that out? We got that engine all installed. That looks awesome. Now let's go ahead and install our new throttle cable on our Mikuni. Alrighty, let's go ahead and install our throttle cable onto our Mikuni. Go ahead and install the throttle cable into the slide here. Just like that. And just like that, we're good to go. Make sure it works. Sure does. And this thing is pretty much almost done. We just need to install our chain and our clutch, which I am currently waiting on. But let's go ahead and throw some gas in this build and let's get this thing started. Let's go ahead and put a full fresh tank of 91 octane in this tank. Alrighty, and in that previous clip, I was actually running a F&B limited edition cone style header pipe. I actually picked up this trumpet style header pipe on Facebook, so you guys be the judge. What do you think sounds better in the comments below? Let me know. Let's listen to this trumpet pipe. That trumpet header pipe is super loud. You guys let me know in the comments what do you think sounds better. But now let's install our new clutch and our new chain. Alrighty, so we can go ahead and get our clutch installed. There's a keyway in there we gotta line up. And we can go ahead and install our bolt to hold the clutch on. Now we can go ahead and install our new chain. Go ahead and install the master link. Perfect. Alright, so we can go ahead and get our chain tensioner all mounted up. I like to put a little bit of blue thread locker on these bolts that actually secure the clamp. You don't want these backing out on you and making your chain loose. Alrighty, and I've already adjusted the engine as far forward as I can, so that's already going to make this as tight as it can possibly be. So that will do is that'll give us the most adjustment in our chain tensioner to go forward or backwards, and you can see I already have this all the way on the forward setting to the roller. So we're going to be getting the most adjustment out of this setup here, and I'm pretty much just going to put it where I think it should go, where it feels like it's pretty tight, but not too tight. This is a new chain though, so it will stretch a little bit. So I'm thinking right there, it's centered good there. Good amount of slack, maybe up just a little bit more. Like I said, this is a new chain, so it will stretch. I'm thinking right there is perfect. Perfect amount of, looseness in the chain. You don't want it too tight, but you also don't want to have it too loose. But I think right there is perfect. So let's go ahead and get those clamps on there. And it's easy as just bolting this thing up. And like I said, the whole thing is completely adjustable as well. If you need to tighten your chain more, you can move it just down the line more, or you can adjust the roller there. And then just make sure you tighten these clamps evenly so it evenly clamps onto the tubing of the frame here. And with the chain tensioner completely installed, this thing is ready to go. The Motovox project is complete. So let's take this thing for a little spin. And this is going to conclude this video of building up this blue Motovox mini bike and turning it into a perfect budget-friendly daily rider. We took this thing from the junkyard and made it into something completely cool and completely custom, and this thing rips. Not only does it look cool, it sounds cool, and this thing moves. It is pretty quick. We hit a top speed of 63 miles per hour with this build, which is insane for a little stage 2 Predator 212. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and you stay tuned as you do not want to miss the upcoming videos. EastSideMiniMobberz out.